Okay, so can you introduce yourself?
Okay, my name is Kalycia Holsey. I am a school counselor at Oak Hill Middle School, and I have been in school counseling for the past 5 years.
Okay, so I just have about 10 to 15 questions for you about how kids having support systems helps them when they have mental health issues and stuff like that. Okay,
Okay.
so the first question is um, at what point do you notice when students have when they need additional mental support?
Well, one of the ways I can tell when a student needs additional mental support is if what interventions have already been employed for them. So, as let's say, I've been doing small group counseling or individual counseling with them, and it seems that the problem would still be persistent even after giving them tools to add to their toolbox. I was like, this child needs more mental health assistance.
Okay. What are some of the common mental health challenges that you see among students and stuff?
Some of the common ones I'm seeing more these days are anxiety, depression, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, also known as ADHD, but also attention deficit disorder, ADD. And those are the main four that I've been seeing a lot.
Okay, and how do you think that the positive and negative roles that other students play affect their mental health?
Well, with me being at the middle school, peer pressure is the main thing that a lot of kids face and deal with because they want to be accepted. Mostly everybody wants to be accepted by somebody. And so when their kids are trying to find themselves, they're trying to fit in, they will try to impress their peers any type of way. So whether that's getting negative attention from the peers and the teachers and the staff at the school, that's mostly what I see them turn to, and not necessarily the positive attention from like doing what they're supposed to be doing and making sure they stay out of trouble. But there are a few kids who do that and they're fine, but majority of the ones tend to go to the acting out and receiving negative attention.
Okay, so how do you think that teachers and other staff members in the school can prevent that from happening, like stuff like peer pressure and stuff?
That's really going to be a hard thing, I would say, for staff because we would have that mean when I say hard, okay, it's hard for staff because that means that it will require them to be more vigilant than they already are. A lot of stuff that we're seeing is like peer pressure. With the peer pressure, it needs to come from parents and pouring into their children. What I've been seeing a lot now is that parents are not necessarily pouring into their children positively, so that when they do get to school, that they know right from wrong, but they also don't have that positive reinforcement at the house to kind of combat that. So I feel like it's going to have to be a home thing because teachers can do all they want to. They can call it out and try to talk to the student, but if the student's not willing to listen to them, it's really difficult.
Okay, so how do you think when students don't have the best home life that school-based relationships with teachers and counselors can help them when they're having trouble with their mental health and stuff?
So most definitely, so yeah, I think it's a really good thing for students to build a connection with somebody in the building, whether that's a teacher, whether it's a counselor, whether it's a custodian, whether it's the principal, an AP. Those relationships can be life-saving for a lot of students, especially if they don't come from a good home life. And it really will depend on the student. While some students can be like, okay, well, my home life's not good, and I know that's not every adult, so I can trust some adult at this school that really cares about my well-being, while others can see that, okay, well, this adult at the house is treating me like this, which means all adults are bad, and I'm not going to listen to any of them and prevent them from building those relationships. But if a student is able to build a relationship with an adult in the building, it definitely can help with their mental health. especially if that adult can advocate for that kid and hopefully was to their guardian, and the guardian will listen enough just to try to get them the help that they need.
Okay, and I have one final question. So, how has your approach with supporting kids with mental health changed, and what advice would you give to other educators when trying to provide support for kids with mental health within the school?
How has my view changed? To be honest, Cadence, I don't think my view has changed much. And the reason I say that is because I come from a background where mental health was told to me to being important, because if you're not healthy mentally, you can't be just healthy physically. You can be healthy physically, but that's not going to be enough. If you're not healthy mentally, you're still going to be out of whack. So I came into school counseling with the idea that our kids' mental health matters. And from my experience in another county to my experience in Baldwin County, I have been advocating for a lot of my kids to their parents and guardians about them needing mental health services. And for a time, like sometimes I did feel like it was falling on deaf ears. But I kept being persistent and trying to emphasize to these parents, like, your child needs extra help that you cannot provide, that I cannot provide, but there are resources out here to get them where they need to be. And being persistent, a lot of my kids that I have served in the past have gone on to have better mental health outcomes now, to be honest. And a lot of them are in high school. Some of them have graduated. But I've seen a change in it. And so my advice to other school officials would be keep fighting, because it may seem like a lost battle sometimes, some days, some weeks. It seems like that. But as long as you keep fighting for that kid and they see that you keep fighting for them, they'll be able to help push through themselves, and that eventually somebody on their side, in their family, or in their support system will see that you are trying to do what's best for them and will fall in line. So my advice is definitely to keep pushing, keep being persistent, keep emphasizing how important it is.
Okay, thank you for participating in my interview. I hope you have a great day.
You too, Cadence. Thank you.
You're welcome.